Hello everyone, I'm Celsius. Nice to meet you here again. Today I would like to talk about the pioneer of SUV. Talk about the SUV. It's called Sporty Utility Vehicle. Okay, we can see many SUV on the road at parking lot and very few sedan now. Okay, but back to the 30 years ago, there are just a few SUVs on the road. We would say the very first generation CR-V and the RAV4 are the pioneer of the on-road SUV. But that's for on-road. That means they are frameless SUV body. Okay, today I would like to talk to you with another pioneer of SUV before 30 or even 40 years ago. It also comes from Japan, but this guy got the frame body, but still got very popular in the market, no matter in Japan and in Europe or even in the North America. What kind of SUV that we will talk with you? This is our target, the first generation Suzuki ESCUDO. Okay, some people will say it is a Vitara, but actually Vitara should be the luxury version or the long wheelbase version in certain market. The Suzuki ESCUDO was presented in 1988 at Japan. This car was also called the Cappuccino SUV version in some place. That's very interesting. Actually, this car has no relation with the Cappuccino, no matter at chassis, no matter at engine, transmission box, just the logo are the same, comes from the Suzuki. This car was concept inspired from the Jimny. The very first Jimny was a K car. Certainly there are some export version with bigger capacity engine, but actually the Suzuki would like to build another bigger Jimny for the on-road usage. So when the bubble economy got very expanding at the 1980s, Suzuki decided to make a bigger Jimny SUV. That would be this car, ESCUDO. This ESCUDO was presented in 1990 at North America, called Suzuki SIDEKICK. I don't have any idea why it didn't call the Suzuki ESCUDO in North America as well. I don't know. Maybe there's some problem with the license. But well, the American version Suzuki ESCUDO was built in America, and even some was built in Canada. Certainly when the Suzuki presented this car, they got some relationship with the GM, so the Suzuki Sidekicks also get the GM version. And what's the difference around the Suzuki Sidekicks and Geo Sidekicks? I have no idea, I'm sorry. Okay, here we take a look about this Suzuki ESCUDO was built in Taiwan. In 1990, the Taiwan presented this very first generation ESCUDO, and it was domestic made in Taiwan. We call it called Jixing. Ji means good, Xing means star, that means good star. And actually when they presented in 1990s, there's no certain same SUV in the market in Taiwan, and even maybe I think there's not the same small SUV like ESCUDO in the world as well. Okay, so people like this car because it is very cheap. At very first, no matter Japan or Taiwan, they just got 3-door hardtop and 3-door convertible. And to my surprising is that the 3-door convertible is even cheaper than the 3-door hardtop. So people would like to buy it because it is very cheap and it can get off-road and it get very handsome. Actually, the very first ESCUDO design is just like the European style, and the second generation it got a very circle, it got a very American style. But when we got the third generation about ESCUDO, the third generation ESCUDO go back to the European style, just like the first generation ESCUDO. And no matter the exterior, the interior are the same. The very first generation ESCUDO got a European style at the interior as well. This car got 1.68V engine with maybe just 80 horsepower at very first, and later we got a 16 valve, and later we got multi injection and got over 100 brake horsepower. Now we see this car is a 1998 version about the Taiwan domestic Suzuki Escudo. It just still got the 1.6 8V engine with 80 brake horsepower, but we got a luxury exterior such like the two-tone paint at exterior, and since 1995 they got the individual front grille and got a different at the front, and we got a bigger front and back fender, and we got a little bit design changed at the dashboard. And this car was produced in Taiwan since 1990 till 2006. We got many times minor change, but I have no idea what kind of minor change every year. I'm sorry, because I am not familiar with such SUV. But this car got very popular in Taiwan, and they sold over 15 years. So if you get to Taiwan and maybe you get to the mountain, or maybe you get some roller place, and you still can see this car. Many of this Suzuki 3-door Escudo, you can see it in Taiwan. And actually around 1995, the Taiwan also presented the 5-door version called Grand Escudo. We call it Jimny, and also they got the 2.0 V6 engine called Super Grand Escudo 超级金极星. Well, those cars you couldn't see it in Taiwan now because they are go to broken car yard. But we got many 3-door Escudo right now here, because this car is a fun car. Actually, Suzuki Escudo, first generation Escudo, is the cheapest off-road car in Taiwan now. You can buy it below 100,000 Taiwan dollars, and you can go to trace, you can go to mountain, you can go to the river, and you can play many off-road games with very cheap expense. Actually, I have no idea around those off-road games, but I have to say this car is very cheap, a very bargain choice. And well, this car is very simple because it is a manual transmission. Certainly we still got the automatic version with with more luxury equipment inside, but they just got a 3-speed automatic transmission. So now we can see the 3-door very first generation Escudo are also only 5-speed manual transmission could be left right now. Okay, we can take a look about the interior. The interior is very simple, and you can see there is a cover with the hand working side window, but this car got the power window. That's a luxury equipment as well. And we can see even this is the manual transmission version, but we still got the tachometer right here. And the standard equipment also include the air condition with the warm and the cool style could be choiced. And you can see the 5-speed manual transmission with the lockup. We can change the 4L, 4H, 2H right here. But I'm sorry, I don't have any idea how to take this one because I am not familiar with off-road game. And this car is an SUV, so we have a very sufficient headroom at the front seat. And actually this car got the body with frame, so it got frame chassis. So this car is not very uncomfortable at front, but very uncomfortable at back. You can see the back seat is much higher than the front seat, and there is not sufficient headroom at the back seat. And well, you can see the back seat was located on the back, on the rear, over the rear wheels, so it is very unsteady, especially when you get bumper at the road. the people who sit on the back seat will easily hit the ceiling. That's very uncomfortable, actually. And here we can see it is a manual transmission car, so there's no such luxury equipment except the air conditioner. And there's a very interesting is right at the glove box. Okay, when we want to open the engine hood, we will seek for right here, because this is the left-hand drive car. We will seek for here. Okay, but there is no any trunk lid opener right there. No, there's no. Where is that? It's right located right inside, right here. You see it? Right this one. I have no idea why the Suzuki got this design, because we can see some England car will keep this design at the A pillar at the right side, but I don't think the Suzuki just got the same design at the right-hand drive car. I have no idea why they keep this opener right here. Okay, that we can see the engine lid is opened. This engine is still 1.68 V with 80 brake horsepower. The power is not very big, but I'm sorry, I have to seek for how to open it. Okay, the engine is very simple, and it is very easy to maintain, and even with a very small battery right here. This engine may be not sufficient power for the supply, but very easy to take care with and very low expense. So this engine is still popular right now here in Taiwan. And this car still got power steering wheel, and this car is very easy to drive. Okay, that's for the engine room. Okay, let's take a look about the back seat, how uncomfortable the back seat will get. And actually this car is designed for getting the back seat at the right side. If you want to enter in the back seat at the left side, it is not very convenient. If you want to get inside from the right side, it's very convenient, because you just take this pedal right here and it will be sliding. Okay, let's get in the back seat. Alright, and we got the front seat back. Okay, here you see the leg room for the back seat is acceptable, but the headroom is not acceptable. Okay, I'm very closing to the ceiling, right? Okay, there's another luxury equipment is right here. This is for the automatic version of the very first generation Escudo, not for the manual transmission. Right here, the cup holder and a small box right here. And you can see the back seat and the side seat got the leather seat, but the driver's seat just got the fabric seat. Certainly, such leather seat is standard equipment maybe at 2004 or 5. The multi-injection version of the very first generation Escudo. But well, this comes from the broken car yard, certainly, but we can't find a beautiful driver's seat with leather seat as well. Okay, and the back seat, there is another problem, is the air condition. The air condition is right at front, but not for the back seat. So the Suzuki got a little bit window open right here, but it is not a very working. Actually, it is very hot at the back seat, and we still got the 2-point seat belt at the back, so it is not comfortable at the back. If you have to ride on this car, please don't sit at the back seat. That's my suggestion. And well, if you want to go out of the car from the back seat, you can just put here. Okay, it's very easy to get out and get in as well. Okay, actually this first generation Escudo is a very funny car, and it is not very expensive. When it got the new car in Japan, it just cost 1.3 million Japan yen. It is very cheap, just a little bit expensive than the K car, but you can get a 3-door SUV with off-road ability. It is a very bargain car. So this car got very popular in Japan and in America and even in Europe. Actually, I like this car because it is very cheap and very simple and very funny. Well, I'm not an off-road game lover, but I still like this car because this car is got a very high cost per value. Okay, that's our video to show you the very first generation Suzuki Escudo. If you like this car or if you got any opinion, please show me your comment at the end of this video. I'm Celsius. Hope to see you again with another funny car. See you again. Bye bye.